Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox and I'd like to welcome you to the inaugural issue of the Daily Compliance News. This is the podcast which will catch you up on the top compliance news stories from the previous day and give you insights and information that you can use in your compliance program going forward. Each episode will be short, only 3 minutes long, so it will be quick and easy and digestible for you. I hope you will enjoy this format, and I hope you will let me know as I'm running this on a 2-month test the last 2 months of this year to see if it becomes an audience favorite. So if you have any feedback, please let me know. You can email me at tfox@tfoxlaw.com. You can also leave a comment at one of any of the sites where I post the Daily Compliance News. And now the Daily Compliance News for November 1, 2018, the Day of the Dead. Our first story comes courtesy Bloomberg, and it's about the Danske Bank whistleblower, Howard Wilkinson, who has been freed from his non-disclosure agreement by the bank to meet with and testify in front of both the Danish Parliament and the EU Parliament later in this year. The testimony will be about the warnings he gave to the bank and how they were ignored, which led to the over $200 billion in money laundering, which is alleged that the bank had engaged in. His story ties nicely into a blog post by Michael Volkov entitled "Speak Up is Great, Is Anyone Listening?", which details the protocol you need to have in place for a whistleblower report on your hotline. Next, in a press release from the U.S. Department of Justice, a former executive director at the Venezuelan state-owned energy company PDVSA pled guilty for his role in a $1 billion international money laundering scheme. Abraham Edgardo Ortega, who is PDVSA's executive director of financial planning, pled guilty according to the press release. He also accepted $12 million in bribes for his trouble. He's scheduled to be sentenced in January 2019. Once again, the clear message from this guilty plea is that if you have done business with PDVSA in the past 5 years, you need to scrub your operations. Next comes a story from Francine McKenna at MarketWatch regarding the PCAOB scandal where certain KPMG partners and KPMG employees had stolen information about, or at least received stolen information about the PCAOB's inspection protocol and when KPMG performed audits would be inspected. Thomas Whittle, the former KPMG national head of inspections, was one of 3 former partners who encouraged PCAOB employees and then new partners to divulge stolen information to them and others at PCAOB. It is a scandal that rocked KPMG as well as the PCAOB. Finally, I will release another episode of my Adventures in Compliance podcast series on the intersection of Sherlock Holmes and compliance. Today, it's a study in Scarlet and the exercise of power by a compliance practitioner. This is Tom Fox again. I hope you've enjoyed this initial episode of the Daily Compliance News, and I hope you will check back every day as I go through some of the top stories. Once again, if this is a series that you enjoy or like or you find useful, I hope you will let me know as I consider whether I will move this forward into 2019. Please give me an email at tfox@tfoxlaw.com, or you can leave a comment on any of the sites where I list this podcast. Thanks again, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow for the Daily Compliance News.